Welcome to the Fall 2011 N465 Management of Community Health Nursing. This is going to be a great year for us. We have 85 students, and we have some exciting new things, new places for the students to be, so I think you're all going to really enjoy the students and all the community activities. I am trying to get this recorded for you so that you can kind of have just kind of a little review of what we have going on for the students. So pardon this is a very raw recording, and I never know if it's recording me, and if it is, it probably is scary. Anyway, so let's get started. I just want to go over just a few things with you. One of those things that I want to go over with you is the actual syllabus, just to kind of look at the syllabus, excuse me for that. The course description is obviously what's in the book, and all the prerequisites and everything. Clinical learning objectives are things we hope to, we hope they learn that match their objectives, and they are evaluated on. Students, if they have a late assignment, I do actually have them, you can take 5 points off. So if they can't get their blog in, you can take 5 points off of that 10 points that week. I say 5 points per day, and I usually give them a gimme one time, but if they can't get their act together, this is the real world. It's where the rubber meets the road, and it's time to jump up into the big girl and boy arena here for nursing. The ATI exam, you'll just probably hear grumbling about, but you don't have to worry about that. Here are the assignments. Obviously, there's tests in this. The ATI. The My Community assignment is about them, and we'll have a picture of them. They actually will upload it on to Turnitin on Blackboard, and that way you can go in and look at your students who you have for each 6 weeks and read about them, read about their communities and who they are and things like that. They'll have an evidence-based article to turn in. This is something that Professor Rudiger and I'll be grading. They'll have a Turnitin link, but you're more than welcome to check that out also. We also have them do an ecogram and genogram with a write-up of their own family history. This has been proven to be very interesting. It's a genogram is a very quick, easy and dirty way to get kind of a family history in the community setting about someone's mom and dad and their mom and dad, and any health problems. The next thing that they'll also be doing is they will be doing a personal community assessment about themselves and risk analysis, and then they'll be writing a community health paper and developing a plan of how they can improve their own health risk. So it's a APA paper. I've taken some of the points away from it, so it's not so scary, not make it so big, and that's something that we'll be grading at the end of the semester, and I may ask some of you to help grade that. Each of them will do a research project and poster presentation. We have 3 different health fairs that we are planning for them to present at. One at the Alta Vista, the Hispanic school, the charter school that they did last year. One at the Southwest Early College campus, and then one down at the Federal Occupational Building. All a little bit different clients. They can sign up for where they want to go, if whatever fits their, and they can do this in groups. And so I may be asking some of you to go and grade posters on those 3 days that will be going on. one of the assignments I used to have them have to go to a health fair, go to a vaccine fair, and so it just seemed like they just didn't care. They were trying to put in some, maybe I shouldn't say they didn't care, but it just didn't seem like there was enough meat in that and value to that learning besides just filling the hours. So this year we have plenty of health fairs, vaccination fairs. If they want to do some community teaching someplace that they just love to be in somewhere, or we have the re-envisioning project. And at this, I have quite a few fairs right now, and I'm working on re-envisioning opportunities for them through synergy with the Artists for the Homeless Foundation. And they'll be doing these little write-ups. These preparation plans, and then a little write-up, and those are due 1 week after they actually do them. They can do them in groups. I kind of let them do whatever works. Some people like to work in groups, some don't. But you will be grading these papers for what they are doing in these kinds of clinical settings. They'll be blogging again this year, or reflection, but it's going to be in a blog form. I've set up a blog for each of you, and I've kind of broadened the criteria. At any time that you'd like to change the criteria or ask a different question, hey, put it out there. Let us all change it. You know, we're all looking for great ideas, and we've all taught and done clinical for many years and been nurses for a while. It really is, nothing. I'm always glad for suggestions. Class attendance, I don't give points for it, but if they quit coming to class, I might give a pop quiz, and then they'll miss out on those points. So they do take a drug exam. I will know if any of them have not passed by the end of next week, and if that's so, they cannot attend clinical. So that will be a situation that you may have to deal with, and we'll discuss that. But in the past, I haven't had that problem. The course grading scale, obviously some general information that we need to do. Course policies of expectations. I won't bore you with that. You can read through those. I'm okay if they want to use their laptops in class, but if they're shopping for shoes, by all means, and you see it, fold it, take it down, and they can have it back at the end of class. So those are just some basic etiquette things. There's a basic procedure here for their student concerns of how they do their hierarchy. And then just how they're going to do their clinicals, and this is, I write it and put it in a graph for those that are visual, those that are written, that they can see those kinds of things. Dress codes, I really want to make sure that you really stick to some of those. We don't want anybody hanging out in any way in the community. As well as, these are APA 6 written assignments and their textbook. Professor Rudiger and I really like the Nice book, and so we're going to stick with the Nice book. It's brand new out this year. It's a 2011 version, and I think the students might even like it. It's a little shorter, quicker reads, and I don't always make them read everything. We will be using the assessment technology. Well, that's their assessment, and then we will be using, which I didn't get it on here, but I put it on, clickers again. The clickers are really easy to use now, and I'm very excited to have them. Some course information. Please let me know if somebody's isn't correct. And then assignments, and you can definitely go through all of those, and if we have questions or anything about them. And the last thing I do in the syllabus is tell them why it's important that this class is for them. And a lot of them think, well, nobody else takes community, well, it's an important class. It pulls things together for them, makes them think outside the box. And then I usually try to put a little instructional of what something is, in each one of the each of the assignments. So that's what you have here and on down. The next thing I want to talk about is just that there are a tremendous amount of assignments, and there is the obviously community partners as well as the school partners, and so all of us are assigned to different ones, and we can talk about that as we go along next Tuesday. This is the actual preceptor manual that the student is required to take to their preceptor, but sometimes I usually take one. Now, I did not make copies of these, but if I need to do so, I certainly can get those for you. I would just need you to let me know that. One of the, let me see, where am I? Syllabus. This is the tool that you'll be using to evaluate the student's clinical performance at midterm and at the final. I actually put some extras in your notebook, and so that you can have them if you like to have them computerized. They're also on Blackboard for your ability to do them computerized. The clinical faculty assignments, I'll post those tonight before I go home, so you can kind of look at those. And then this is the preceptor evaluation. It's about the clinical objectives. Sometimes it doesn't always apply to that area, but so that's why we have the not observed section. But we want students to really start thinking in these kinds of areas of objectives and outcomes for the course. There is, I wonder what happened to him. Must be right here. There is the final thing that I wanted to I have two things I want to tell you about. The final thing is these C&Es. Most of you have seen them. There's a faculty one for you to fill out about each of your sites. There is a student one for them to fill out about the site that they had, and then they would just put your name. It's good to do them at the end of 6 weeks. And then if you have some of the faculty or staff at the site, you would like to have them fill one out about our program, please do so, and because we take a lot of the information in and we make changes and things like that for them. The very last thing that I want to tell you about is a notice of unsatisfactory clinical performance. We have high expectations for UMKC students, and this is where the rubber meets the road. Maybe they've been just kind of piddling along and being kind of having some issues, but you and I both don't want nurses out there taking care of our families that are not safe, are not appropriate, and please don't feel like you have to do this on your own. If you're having a problem with a student and you need me to talk to them, I'm here to support you in that way. I'm not expecting you to have to give them the unsatisfactory. If you can say they need to be unsatisfactory, and if I'm the one that has to tell them that I'm giving you an unsatisfactory, I'm more than okay with that. So they can be mad at me, and they'll get glad in the same pants they got mad in. So as I said, this is the big boy and girl world, and it's time to stand up. So basically that is what I have for the N465. I'm really looking forward to meeting all of you and seeing all of you again, and please don't hesitate. I'm going to be bored to death at home probably, so I'll look forward to your emails and questions. Have a great year, and see you in about a week.